Synthetic polymers are those that humans have made. Biological polymers are those that are produced by living organisms as part of their growth. But they all have in common the fact that they're long, chain-like molecules made up of repeating units. Biological polymers are many and varied. They include substances like sugar polymers or polysaccharides, which are made of smaller sugar molecules joined together in a long chain. Cellulose that makes up wood, cotton and paper is one of these, and this picture shows a short section of a much longer cellulose molecule. You can see the repeating unit, which is glucose, visible in alternating orientations. Proteins make up a significant part of the structure of all living things. This picture shows a space-filling model of a very large protein known as a chaperonin. The individual monomer units aren't visible here. The chain has twisted around itself in a complicated way to form this three-dimensional barrel shape, which is crucial to its function, which is to help other protein chains to fold up in the correct way. DNA is arguably the most important polymer of all, the code that provides the information for every living thing to grow. DNA is built from 4 different monomers that are assembled in sequences that represent that code. And each rung on the section of the DNA ladder that you can see here is formed from a pair of monomers, one in each of the 2 helical chains, that reach out into the space between the chains and are held together by hydrogen bonding. Synthetic polymers, on the other hand, are those that have been made by humans, developed through chemical research. The first synthetic polymers were rubbers that were created to replace and improve on natural rubber, which is a polymer produced by the rubber tree. Now our chemistry is sophisticated enough that we're able to make a vast array of polymers with different properties. We're even able to create biological polymers by synthetic methods in the laboratory. Most synthetic polymers are organic, carbon-based. Common ones you may have heard of are polyethylene, polypropylene, nylon, polystyrene, polyvinyl alcohol, PET, which is polyethylene terephthalate, and PTFE, polytetrafluoroethylene. We'll look at some of these in more detail later when we talk about the chemical reactions that create polymers from monomers. We can also make inorganic polymers, which are not carbon-based. The most common of these is silicon rubber, which is silicon-based. Note that silicon is the element and silicone is the polymer, which is a compound with oxygen. It's used for glues, waterproof seals, and non-stick materials like flexible baking trays. Remember, the thing that all these polymers, biological and synthetic, have in common is the fact that they are made up of smaller individual units that have been joined together to make a chain. The chemical and physical properties of the final substance, its strength, rigidity, its water resistance, stickiness, whether it's biodegradable, depend in part on what the original monomers were.